you're holding it that way. It says to. Really? Well, hello, welcome to our very first live. Today, I'm gonna pick a bouquet for my friend because for Canada Day, happy Canada Day, everyone in Canada. Um, we're gonna go over to her house and have a little relaxing day. So I'm gonna show you guys. I thought, you know what can we do on a live that you guys haven't seen? And I thought I could show you guys everywhere I have failed this year. So I have so many failures, and I think it's really easy for us to like show the highlights and what we're working on and what's going well. But there has been a lot of failures, and I think that that is perfect for a live because it's something that you can personally edit out. Oh, Michael, we won't go over there, and then you just don't show it. But today I'm going to show you guys because that is the struggles, I think, of business. And my struggle is I take on too much. So for those of you here, we'll walk to the greenhouse. I'll tell you a story. So for those of you who don't know, I'm also a flight attendant. So I split my time. I've been very fortunate that I've had a lot of time off from flight attending in the last 6 months. So this month in June, I've had to go back to work, which is okay. I mean, that's what it's there for. So I got called back, and unfortunately, I just don't have as much time as I had in May or any of the previous April, May, March, February. So I've been splitting my time. So this past week, I've probably worked 5 out of 7 days, and 5 out of 7 days at a flight attendant job. So we're gonna see what we've been neglecting. Michael has been holding down the fort, but there's certain things that I totally have been pushing off to the side, which is not good. But one of the things I struggle with is focus, and I just wanted to do too much with not enough time. So this is the shed project. So I wouldn't call this a failure yet, but it is taking longer than I thought because I'm not as available for the guy who is helping me build it. I'm not available. So I'm like, hey, don't worry about coming in today. I just keep pushing it off. Even though this is a main project for the pick your own flower garden, it's kind of been on a standstill because I've just been too busy. And he needs me to make a couple. Okay, number 2. I don't know how many we're gonna have, but I'm gonna say probably 10, but we'll see. This is number 2, okay? If you guys recall, I fixed this pipe, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago. Now, here's the failure. I have taken it upon myself to be the person to go get the parts at this place, this specialty store that we get them at, called Global, and I should delegate that. I don't know why I'm hell-bent on being the person to go, but that's a failure. I have to say, Michael, get this, and send him, and it'll get done. But because I feel like I need to take on everything, this has not gotten fixed, and this has been like 2 weeks broken. And this is our main water source to the rest of the greenhouse and the flower beds. So hopefully by next week, I'm gonna have all these failures taken care of, but we'll see. But that's number 2. So in business, don't try to take on too much. Delegate. You can accomplish way more, and we've accomplished so much this year, but there's certain things, i.e. me, that are holding a lot of these things up. So anyways, that's number 2. Number 3. Oh, this is the most heartbreaking one, especially for those of you who have been following along. This is something I've been excited for since March, okay? My sunflowers are so dead. They got powdery mildew. We tried to treat it like 3 times, literally dipping the plants in the mildew solution, and it's something I can't combat. We tried twice or 3 times. I think we dunked them when they were small. It got rid of the mildew for like 3 days, But the problem with mildew is if there's a little bit here, it's just gonna spread. And that's the issue. We just can't completely get rid of it. And now I've just kind of thrown in the towel with these. And this was like my favorite project that we were gonna do. And we were gonna have big barrels. And Michael did one, but I'm just so sad about it, but it's something that I'm not ready to throw out. But I think maybe today, I won't waste your time throwing them out on the live, but I wanted to show you guys because I'm so sad about it. And the flowers are so cute. Like, could you imagine if these were thriving? They were so adorable. But anyways, this is failure number 3. I didn't take the mildew as serious as I should have. We should have been treating it every single day to get rid of it. We treated it once, I think every 5 days. And in those 5 days, it just came back with a vengeance. So I really should just toss them all. You can't go backwards. Once mildew has taken over, it just goes. So I'm really sad about it. Maybe I'll cut the sunflowers off and make myself a little bouquet of them, but that's failure number 3. Michael did try, I'll show you, because this was kind of the vision for them. This was the vision for them. They were going to be in these big containers in the pathways, and they were going to be these amazing sunflowers, but they are so sad. And yeah, I wanted to come clean with you guys about these because I know it was these babies were like this big when we got them, and yeah, it sucks, but that's the reality of flower farming: pests, mildew, disease, taking on too much. And yeah, so that's number 3. Let's keep going here. Well, there's another one that I'm really embarrassed about, but come on over here, I'll show you. All right, number 4, fertilizing. Fertilize your plants, you guys. It is something that I have had on my list of things to do. And if you guys have heard Steve Jobs or any entrepreneur talk about signal and noise, the signal was fertilizing. It's been at the top of the top of the list forever. And I let all the noise take over, and I push that signal down, and this is what happens. Your beautiful plants don't grow. Some do, but some need fertilizer. And these marigolds were going to be beautiful in the flower field, and I just neglected them. And now we're just going to toss them because they've gone too far, and it's just been one of those projects that just got pushed back. So fertilize your plants, fertilize. So that's on my list of things to do this week is fertilize. Is the number 1 signal thing that I have to get done in this flower farm. Yeah, so anyways, that's number 4 I think we're at. We are going to do something fun in this live. We're going to make a bouquet, but yeah. So let's go to number. This could be one. So this is number 6. Okay. We had an issue in this bed. At the beginning, I don't know if I told you guys, but see these big plants here? This is called Gomphrena. The small plants and the big plants were planted in this bed at the same time, but we had this worm issue that was stunting the growth of the plant. I forget what they were called, but they were like these white little weird bugs that eat the roots of the plant. And when you pull them up and they see the light, they go really, really fast. I forget the name of it. But anyways, so I dug these plants up, put them in a tray. I don't know, when we planted this, I think it was the end of March. We planted these, the end of March. So I dug them all up. I put them in the back. We watered them in the trays, and we kind of stunted the growth. So the mistake here is I didn't prioritize planting these soon enough into another bed that didn't have the worm. The weird part is the ones that were left are fine. So maybe I should have left. That was kind of an experiment, I guess. But the ones that I left, I didn't want to risk losing them all. So that was the experiment. But the failure was not prioritizing putting these baby plants into the ground in a different area of the greenhouse, so then they would be as flourishing as these. Because this is Gomphrena, and it's an amazing plant. So we're gonna actually cut some for Sam. But I love it. It's so pretty. It's called ball Gomphrena. It's so hardy and it's so pretty. It's just unique. It's a different kind of flower. The other thing about it is that it really dries nice. So for people that like to do dry arrangements, they can use Gomphrena as well. My favorite color is this fuchsia one. Yeah, so anyways, that was a failure and first an experiment to see, are these white bugs gonna kill this plant? What is happening? It was stunting it for like 3 weeks. So we planted them and they were the same size. Like you can tell those are not that big. So they did grow a little bit in the tray, but when I pulled them out, they weren't that, they didn't grow that much. So the experiment worked. These plants, I guess, were not affected by the worm as much as I thought. Unless the worm was only in that area. I don't know. The thing is, we didn't treat the soil. We just let it dry out. So sometimes I think when you have the soil stay moist too much, you get a lot of pests that way too. But anyways, the failure was not prioritizing replanting them. Okay, so this is a failure in a different way. So I should have succession planted these, but I haven't figured out what the best way to do it is, because dianthus blooms all at once. But some of the plants that I kept small now only shoot up one. So if you see these, you get like 5 to 10. If you cut the center one, they all branch out. So the failure, I guess, I can't really show you here because it's in a different spot. I kept some. I tried to succession plant them, but the failure is the ones that I kept small, I didn't pinch, and now they're only shooting up one shoot. So these plants did really well because I'm getting so many branches off of them. I mean, yeah, but the ones that I tried, because we've had this in the past and I've tried to see, okay, I love dianthus. I love, love, love it. But it all blooms at once. And you're like, really I wanted to see how I can try and space it out throughout the season. So we'll see. But I love it. It's such a pretty flower. Also, it's so hardy, so hardy. So I really love growing it. But the problem is, once it's done, it's done. It's not cut and come again, at least in my experience. Okay, that's not true. Here's how it comes and cuts again. So you cut it and it comes again as these little teeny tiny blooms. So in terms of cut and come again for flower farming, it doesn't work for me. But maybe that's because I don't fertilize. So that actually could be another failure, is that I don't prioritize fertilizing. Maybe if I fertilize, these blooms would actually be sufficient enough to work with. But yeah, so this is dianthus. So these blooms are now almost spent, but I'm kind of picking off the side shoots that, and if I would have cut them down, I don't know if I would have got more. Okay, so let's try and find another failure. Well, just joking, there's so many more, but come on over, I'll show you. The one that's actually, we'll start with this bed here. So, snapdragons, love them. I'm gonna say that about every plant I grow, but one of the failures is that I didn't net them, and I could still, I could still net them. I have the netting. It's just, it was not high enough on the priority list until they get to this, my breakfast is coming, I'm burping. Until they get to this stage, then you're like, oh shit, I should have netted them. So look at these cosmos. These cosmos, last year we didn't net the cosmos, and these are doing beautifully. I really do have to come in here. So I actually haven't been in the greenhouse in, how many days has it been? 4 days, which is a lot. That's a lot to neglect your plants, but
say hi to Sammy.
Sammy, hi.
Different.
Hello, welcome. Thanks for tuning into the live. This is great. So, cosmos, or sorry, I'm getting distracted. So the failure here is that I didn't net my snapdragons. I didn't net any of the 4 beds that were growing, and they're doing okay right now. But you can tell, like look at this plant. It would have been so amazing, such an amazing stem if it was netted. But now it kind of grew on a curve, which is still okay. I mean, this bloom is spent anyways, so it's gonna go to seed. Which I haven't decided if I'm gonna let them go to seed or keep cutting them. Snapdragons don't like the heat, and we're in June. Actually, we're in July 1st. So I think I'm gonna let them go to seed and then drop their seeds in here. But I'm gonna pick some for my bouquet that I'm making. But that's another thing, netting. Netting is so important. Just do it right away. Like even the Gumfrina is netted. The net isn't tight yet, but now the flowers can grow, and then we have to build up this net. As they grow, we can lift it with the plants. So even just putting it on your bed is so beneficial. And it's something that did we net our snapdragons last year? I don't think so. I think this is a failure 2 years in a row. It's on the list. It just never gets put as a priority. So my friend's favorite color is pink. My favorite color is yellow. So I'm gonna make her a pink and yellow bouquet, which is actually one of my favorite combinations to make too. So that was what, number 5? 5 failures so far. So come on over here. We have the netting. We just had to stretch it out. So silly. So silly. All right. So failure number 6 is not knowing that Scabiosa does not like heat. And that is my assumption here because I haven't done a lot of research to know what the heck happened with these plants. But this is bad. Like it looks like something came in here with a weed killer and sprayed them. But check these out. I don't know what the heck happened to these. They were doing so well. I don't know if it's because they were wet.
Kim, tell Sammy you're getting to the sunflowers.
Sammy, we are gonna get to the sunflower field. If you did miss the live, we just talked about some sunflowers, the little sun amazing ones that we planted. But the sunflower field we're gonna get to in about 3 minutes, I would say. We're almost done in the greenhouse. And then we're gonna go out there. But thanks for tuning in, I love it. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what the heck happened to these Scabiosa. They were thriving. I don't know if it was overwatering, neglect and not watering because the plants look so good that we just kind of neglected them because they were like, yeah, they're fine, they're fine, they're fine. I don't know, but it seriously looks like a disease came and just swept through. The lucky thing I have, so I don't know, it also could be the heat. It's atrociously hot in the greenhouse. Like, I don't know, Michael, it's probably getting what, like 100, 110 in here. And they just could be frying. So that's the other thing. I do have some scabiosa in big pots that aren't like this. So they're in the same greenhouse, except the fact that this greenhouse window doesn't open. So there's literally no airflow in here, where there is airflow by the other scabiosa that's still doing okay. But like, oh, look it. I don't know. Maybe it was a bug, because there's all this, maybe I have to look into this, because look at all there's like a web or something. But yeah, this definitely got hit with something. I don't know what kind of failure this is, but definitely is a big fail. Huge fail. So I just neglected them at the first signs of whatever was happening. Maybe I should have dug them up. I don't know. But that's going to be a future research project on what the heck happened to my scabiosa. If you guys know, let me know, because I have no idea. Okay, so come back to the bouquet after, okay? We'll go out to the sunflower field, and then, I guess this is kind of a failure. There should never be empty beds in June. There just should never be empty beds in June. So the failure here is, if you remember, this was the foxglove. We dug out the last 30, I guess, or however many are there. I'm gonna give those ones to my aunt. So the failure here was not making a quick enough decision to dig out the foxglove and get something else planted and established here for this year. I knew I wasn't going to use the foxglove after the first week, and I didn't make it a priority to plant in these beds. So I will plant in these beds. The flowers are just not going to be as established, which is okay. I have lots of starts, zinnia starts that are, I don't want to put zinnias in the greenhouse because they're also susceptible to mildew. So that's also another reason holding me up. I think I might just build or plant sunflowers. Now, rutabaga. There's no failure here. I love these. I love these so much. The only failure that could arise with this is that I put netting on these, and perennials expand. They they double. So I could be squashing my production next year by putting this black matting on. So I think before the end of the season, I'll take it off and I'll let them grow. But I'm so happy with these. I love them so much. They're not that popular at the market. I don't know why. Maybe because they're a common flower. I love sunflowers, and these kind of resemble the sunflower-esque. So I'm obsessed with these, but they are not popular. I don't think Kelly has sold more than 5 at the market. But I love them. I love them. So maybe the failure here is don't grow what you love. You should grow what your customers love. That's actually, but this is my first year growing them. So it's not like I've been growing them for 10 years and they haven't been selling. It's like we've tried it. They're not selling. And maybe in the fall they'll do better because the fall colors. But yeah, it's strange, but I have tons of this, here. So I have a different, I think that one's called, no, this one is called, I think, Arizona Sun. I could be wrong, but this is a different color. It has a green, same plant, rudbeckia, a green center, light yellow leaves. Netting is another failure here. I should have netted the feverfew. So this also had aphids at the beginning of the year, which I did spray, and it was great. So I might dig this up and plant it outside next year. You get less aphids, in my opinion, outside because you have the natural environment taking care of the pest control. We don't have aphids on them anymore. These blooms just never got used and they're spent, but I could cut them down again and see if we can get another flush of them. But The failure here is also netting. All right, come on down. Watch yourself. All right. Here are some sunflowers, Sammy. So here's some sunflowers. They're awesome. Oh no. Okay, so I don't know what colors they are until they start blooming because we planted so many colors in here. This is 3 different varieties. These are the ones that Kelly started from us. These were direct sowed. Now the failure here is I planted them too close together. It's not 100% a failure yet, like confirmed, because I don't know if the smaller blooms are going to be better for bouquets, but yeah, I think these are doing okay. And that's what I might plant in the other empty beds is another succession of sunflowers, just so we'll have them. This is a weed. Uh-oh, that's the problem with when you have big weeds. You pull out the other plant. There's another weed here I'm gonna get. Actually, one technique to do is like you step on the base of the plant, and then I shouldn't leave that there, but I'm gonna pick it up. My boss is telling me to pick him up. Oh, that's so funny. Okay. There's a garbage here. Michael, you can come on camera. How about let's talk about a greenhouse fail, like garden center failure, because you guys know we did the garden center as well. So garden center failure, ordering too much product. But damn, that's a really good tomato. So I mean, it's nice because we get to eat them, but these should be in the ground. I love tomatoes. So knowing your numbers, you have to know your numbers in business, and it is hard in retail to know what people want to buy. Like, I'm amazed that we have celery left. Last year we could not keep it, but I overcompensated this year and bought more celery. So it's hard to know, but we are like 2 weeks late on planting these in our garden, but it's okay, we'll get there. We'll just have vegetables less. Yeah, so I think these are looking great. So it's kind of fun. You can kind of see the different kinds in the different levels. So this whole section, this front section was a different kind. Not this one, that bed. So the back half corner, I think, are Ring of Fire, and then this side is a different sunflower. So, okay. All right, here's another failure. I think we're on 7 right now. So this is like the failure is not doing things when you know you should have. So if you remember, I planted out this bed, and then I went, oh, I need to give these marigolds more space because last year we grew them and they were too close, didn't have enough room. So by the time, I didn't say, oh, okay, I'm gonna dig up what I planted. I left what I planted. I said, I'll move them when we have the beds ready. So then I spaced them out. It's great to have bees. I love it. So once we started planting the rest, I spaced them out. So these are good. Failure there is not digging those up in time. I don't know if it's too late. Once we have these beds ready, I might transplant them over so then the marigolds have enough space. But yeah, hey, if you guys have questions, let me know down in the chat, and Michael will read them out. And I'll get back to you guys. Mine are still tiny. No, Sammy, what flower? Wait, what's that? Kim couldn't. Yes, Sammy, yes, I can, but the empty beds don't have soil in them. So I don't want to dig them up until the soil is. So what we're doing, just to refresh your memory, we're doing 2 layers of plastic, then we're putting weeping towel and then filling them. So because I was away this week, we didn't get this job done. But once these beds are filled, yes, I'm going to still dig them up and move them. But yeah, thank you for that. We can kind of give them an update on these here. So of the garden beds that we did plant, so we'll show you what it's looking like. So I think I still have to pinch these, which is not good. So the failure here is that I haven't pinched these zinnias yet. Some of them are pinched, like this is pinched, but this is not pinched, and this really needs to be pinched. Oh no, coffee. I'm still drinking. Okay, so the failure here is that the plants have been growing for like 2 weeks when they should have been pinched, and then this growth would have been on the new shoots. So prioritize pinching the plants that you need to pinch. Those zinnias got pinched. You'll see over there once we walk. But this one, these are so beautiful. I'm gonna cut some actually for our bouquet. But this should have been pinched. Look at all that wasted growth. And it's not wasted if I wanted to root these, or, but I'm not going to with this one. Yeah. So these should have been pinched weeks ago, and then all of this growth would have been on the new shoots, and it would have been priority. Not gonna do it. I'm not gonna waste your time on the live. I'll do it later. Hopefully, actually, that's so bad. I said it and I went, "Are you, Kim?" In my brain went, "Are you gonna make it a priority this time, Kim?" I don't know. So that's the okay. So I gotta just cut these 3 little ones for our bouquet for Sam. Well, they're kind of short, but that's okay. They're really pretty. So could this be a failure? Experimenting? I don't think experimenting is a failure, but this is experimenting in the flower bed, like a design flower. I thought these plants would look nice together, but I've never grown this before, so I have no idea how it grows. And is it gonna fill out? I don't know. Should I have pinched it? I don't know. I have to. That's the one thing. Oh, look at this. Oh, that's so cool. Look at the seed pods. Wow. That's so cool. I love that. Cool. Yeah, I've never grown this before, so that's cool. But experimenting with some things that you don't know, / like when you're growing so many things, not putting the time into the research of each of them. So like, I don't know, should I pinch that? I'm not sure. But the ageratum, this is the first year for ageratum, and I love, love, love it. I do find though that the blooms are not that hardy. I find like once they're pretty, they're done. So I don't know if I'm gonna grow it again. Like, I really love it. I'm just maybe not harvesting early enough, and I'm letting it go past its prime. And I don't know, should I cut that off now and then let this flower go? I don't know. I have to look into it. So planting stuff that you don't know if you should pinch. Oh no, look at it. So we had a really heavy rain yesterday. Really, really heavy. I wasn't here. I was in Toronto. But my mom said, "Hey, all your plants got really watered." I was like, "Oh, that's great." But this is our first year with these type of beds, and it looks like there's a lot of heavy water in them. We do have the, what's it called? Oh, okay, Michael. I don't know if you can show them, but you can see water in the bottom of these beds, which is cool. So these are the wicking beds. So that water, that water will last and slowly disperse throughout the plants. So that's good. At least they got really watered. So we have some cosmos that we planted a little bit later than the ones in the greenhouse. So here's going to be an issue with these cosmos, and I knew this when I planted them in here. They need netting. Cosmos get so big and so wild. So that's something that I have to come up with a solution this week. How to have the raised beds. Like what kind of piping are we going to use to put the netting on? Because these cosmos, they need it. And maybe I should keep the cosmos in the greenhouse next year, not in the raised beds. And any plants that need netting go in the greenhouse, and the ones that don't need netting come outside. So it's all a learning process. This is all scabiosa. So this is kind of, I guess, the second wave of scabiosa. And I don't know if we're going to find out if they like it better outside or inside. Here's another failure, number 8, technically, I guess, if we're keeping track. Asters, Chinese asters. I have never grown them, and I don't know if I'm going to grow them again. They're pretty. They're very pretty. But I didn't get them in the ground early enough, and then some started blooming when they were really, really small. So I don't know. People really like them. I'm not a fan. So we'll see. They're still babies, right? But I have to give them some more time, I guess. We'll give them some more time. Let's see how much. Oh my gosh, look at how much water is in this one. You can see. So here's an interesting thing. Look at how high this drain pipe is. So we might have to. On the other beds, they're here, right? So we might have to take this out, put it down low, or not even take this one out, but just put a second one in. Because if we take that out, we have a hole there. But yeah, there's a lot of water in that bed. So this was a win. These zinnias, as soon as they got planted, they got pinched. So that's great. This one I don't think, looks like this one got missed, but that's okay. The rest got pinched. So maybe they were just too small to get pinched. But yeah, so these 3 beds of zinnias got planted and they got pinched. Another aster. I don't know. I really don't like them, but they're still young. We'll give them time. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, let's, should we go to the sunflower field? Because there's a lot of failures there. No, I laugh, but I'm also crying inside. Any other questions, Sarah?
Sammy just meant that you could put those marigolds in those beds.
Oh, that's actually a good idea. Yeah, right, they're prepped. Oh, that's such a good idea, Sammy. I think I'll do that this week. That's so true. Why not? Huh. Smart. So true. So, kind of tell you, while we're walking out to the flower farm, I'll tell you guys where I flew this week. So I flew from Toronto to Costa Rica, Toronto. I flew from Toronto to Barbados to Toronto. I did Toronto to Costa Rica, and then Costa Rica to Toronto. I fly out of Toronto. I'm going to leave these here. Carry them out. So, let's chat about these. So, we finally got the cars moved, and I haven't prepped the space yet. So the fail here is number 8 or 9. 8, I think. I have all these perennials. We could walk over to them. I have all these perennials that are going in this perennial bed that is non-existent yet, but the first 10 feet along the greenhouse is all dirt, and then it starts gravel. So I have to landscape this area, get rid of the weeds in the gravel, and build up this perennial bed. It's going to be a small perennial bed, but the fail there is that I haven't made it a priority, and these perennials are suffering for it. So not all of them are surviving, but and a lot of weeds are coming in here, but that's okay. This is a weed. This is not even a perennial. That's so funny. But there's tons of perennials in here that I need to get out and planted. So yeah, we'll see. A win though, huh? Oh, let me see. Or you just read it. That's okay. The sunflowers got eaten. Oh no, that's too bad. Oh, you can definitely start sunflowers now. Definitely. Some only take 6 to 8 weeks. Some take 12. But what's 12 weeks from now even is July, August, September. So by the end of September, if you have a late cool area, like here, it stays nice until October. So by the end of September, you'll still have sunflowers. They'll be blooming. So sure, you won't get to enjoy them for months and months and months, but you'll still get, sunflowers only last like 2 weeks. So you'll still get the 2 weeks of sunflowers. So Sammy, I really hope you plant them. You can still plant them. You still have tons of time. So like if you're at the end of July, I'd be worried. I'd say, hopefully you have a smaller, a quicker variety, one of the 6 to 8 weeks. But we're at the beginning of July. You still have 12 weeks, July, August, and September till the end of September. So for the first 2 weeks of October, which are typically, I don't know, I'm in zone 6B. October is pretty nice the first couple weeks. So yeah, you got time. Plant them. And if you have a greenhouse, they'll get established in that really good heat. All right. So I don't know. This is just an update. This is not really a failure because this is still a work in progress. The failure is that it's not done yet, I guess. But so what we did is we buried a culvert here. You could see there's a lot of water, especially when it rains. And my dad goes, "Oh, there's not that much water." It's like, yeah, because we hadn't had rain in the beginning of June. It was so dry. We maybe got like 3 hours of rain, but not a lot. Anyways, now the last, I guess what, I've been away for 4 days. So what, 3 days it's been raining? And they've gotten so much water. But this is the progress. We have a culvert. There's a piece of wood. We have to connect the culvert to the ditch on that side. But there's a culvert here that we buried. And we're gonna make this a nice ramp into the sunflower field for people to kind of gracefully walk across rather than make a bridge. So we have the culvert to here. My little like marker is here. So the end of that culvert starts here, and we're gonna put 2 more sections of the culvert in here, and then we're gonna bury the rest. So this is a work in progress that has to get done this week. I know I have said that about what, 3 or 4 projects, but this has to get done. And now I'm off flying for 27 days, which is awesome. I took my vacation in July so I can work on this project, so which is great. So I have 27 days to get all of these projects done. We're gonna hopefully open up by the end of July. Not hopefully, we have to open up the end of July. That's our deadline. Hopefully we'll have these projects done. But yeah, come on, Michael, you can walk on this stuff. Oh, my dad left me. So we have exciting news about the sunflower garden and very sad news about the sunflower garden. So, exciting news. The exciting news is the sunflowers are coming up. So check this out. Sunflower, sunflower, sunflower. They're growing, but then the sad news is that that's a weed. These are weeds. These are weeds. This is a sunflower. That's a weed. So we have a lot of sunflowers and we have a lot of weeds. And I don't know how we're gonna I don't know how we're gonna navigate this yet. So this is something new. When I left for Toronto a couple of days ago, or I don't even know, when you fly, you kind of lose your, my days, I don't know how many days it's been. So we can't pull the weeds yet because when the sunflowers are really, really small, you don't know if they're a weed or a sunflower. So I'm kind of letting the weeds and the sunflowers get established so then I can differentiate. So here, I'll show you another example here. So this is a sunflower. This is a sunflower. These are all weeds, but this and this look very similar. Now I know this is a weed, so sure, we can rake that up and we'll use a hoe, whatever. But yeah, okay, so this is a weed. So we have the sunflower popping up, but we also have to, now that they're getting established, now I can go in and rake all the weeds. But up until this week, we haven't really. Michael, you gotta read the questions. So, hi, Sonal. There's one person that says you have to interact with your customers, or with your viewers on a live. You read me the questions. I don't know people. I didn't even know people were watching. So thanks everybody for watching. But yeah, so we're kind of doing a live on a phone. So it's not on a computer where I can read everything. But anyways, we're doing an interactive live, showing you guys everything. But yeah, so this is kind of what it is. So there's a lot of weeds, a lot. But the sunflowers are coming up, which is so exciting. It was so nerve-wracking planting, what, 10,000 plus, almost 20,000 sunflowers and not knowing if they were gonna work. This is my first year doing this. So I'm not gonna pick out the weeds by hand. I should really get a rake, but some weeds are more prevalent than others. I forget what kind of weed this is, but it's brutal. We have it everywhere. Yeah, but look, cuties, the cute sunflowers are coming. I'm so excited. And then the ones that we had, this is awesome. This is so exciting too, because the ones that I planted are doing okay. So these are the American Giants. These are American Giant sunflowers. So they're gonna get like 10 feet tall, and I'm only 5 foot tall. So well, I'm 5'3", but they're gonna get double my height, hopefully. So these are, actually, to be honest, I don't know if these are American stripe. Well, these are, now I know because here's one of the seeds. These are American stripe, and these are, sorry, these are gray stripe giants. These are American giants. Is that right? I have to look it up. But these ones are the other really, really tall ones. So you can see these are the ones we planted in the greenhouse, and these are the seeds that we planted in between. So to get some established, we just we started some in the greenhouse. Same thing with these ones. These are another variety that we started in the greenhouse. That's a weed, but those ones were seeds. So it's very exciting, you guys. Here, this, get the garbage, Mike. So yeah, lots of weeds. I don't know if other farms struggle with this many weeds and they just don't care, and then once the sunflowers get high enough, it smothers the weeds. Like, I don't know. So if you guys know, let me know. The other thing is there's a lot of weeds in the mulch. So if you recall, we put the mulch thick, like probably this thick, but we didn't rototill the dirt underneath to kill the grass and the weeds. So it's something that I knew we were gonna combat potentially if the mulch didn't kill the weeds, but that's another thing that we have to figure out. So we'll probably just go get the big ones and see how it goes. Any questions, comments, and concerns? So that could be considered a failure. Maybe we should have rototilled this. The thing with the dirt and the weeds is it was all dirt from back there, or soil from back there. It's gonna have weeds in it unless we killed it with sterile something. I know that a couple of my flower farmer friends do cover crops, and I think that is what I might do here this year, is like to protect this whole area from weeds for next year. I'll use like a wheat or mustard or some type of oat. I don't know. I think actually oats are not good. You might get a lot of wheat with oats. But anyway, so they're coming. The sunflowers are coming. Let's see here. Yeah, you can see, which is, this is so exciting because these ones are not starts. These ones were just seeds. So you can see, boom, 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 boom. Okay, those are seeds. These are weeds. You guys, I haven't been out here and I'm so excited now. I hope you guys are excited too. But, oh, I could cry. Look at it. Here, here, here. Now, this is a sunflower and these are weeds. So I'm gonna come out with a hoe or a rake and get these. So let's see here. Kim, you could use your phone and check the chat. Oh, that's a good idea, Sammy. The farmers in my area use sunflowers to fertilize the soil, and they just let them grow because the weed will stop growing. Oh, thanks, Sammy. That gives me some peace of mind. Honestly, that gives me a lot of peace of mind because maybe actually, I have a question for you then. Do the farmers plant the sunflowers tighter so then it smothers the weeds? Guys, look at this. This is kind of fun. Who knew we had raspberries back here? What? I freaking love raspberries. Wow. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Raspberries are one of my favorite fruits. Oh my gosh, look at how big it is. Michael, do you want some? Oh my gosh, look at them. They're like really doing well. Cool, I'm gonna come plant these later. I won't waste your time, but okay, here's
Let's end it.
How long has it been?
No.
What? You guys, we've been on live for an hour? That's wild. Okay, last failure. I'll tell you. Last failure. I don't know. Tight, actually, and they still grow high. The chat looks like it's going. I don't know. This is our first live, so welcome to the first live and learning and growing about it. Is it still going? All right. Well, thank you guys for doing a tour about all the failures on the farm. A lot of wins, but we cannot. I want to acknowledge the failures because it is so easy on YouTube to show just the highlight reel and all the exciting things, because I do want to share the exciting things with you guys. But I thought it was important to come on today and show you where I have been dropping the ball. So yeah, stay tuned for next week. We'll show you all the progress. Hopefully the things that I wanted to get accomplished this week get accomplished. And thank you all for watching. Sammy, I appreciate you. Thank you for that sunflower tip. I will plant them tighter next year so then we get less weeds. So thanks guys, until next time.